Hey, it's February and my pepper plants are mostly dead.
There's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead.
And the reason my peppers are mostly dead is because on January the 21st, we got 3.5 inches of actual real snow. That's not supposed to happen in Southeast Texas, but it totally happened. And here is video evidence of it. I did try to keep my garden alive, as you could jolly well see. Strung up the incandescent lights. It worked on most everything, but the peppers are still mostly dead. But at the end of November, they looked like this. Those pepper plants were churning peppers out. I had to do something with them. So I made pepper relish. Let's just get right into it. I have my jars in the oven and they are sterilizing at 250 degrees. They'll just be hot and ready for me when the stuff is hot and ready for them. And I have my big pot to cook up my peppers and my water bath canner ready. And I have my lids in a little pot back there ready to get hot. But the first thing I need to do is wash all these peppers. Now I have this mountain of peppers on the counter and I need to dry these up a little bit. I will do that here in a minute, but I wanted to let you know what the other ingredients in this recipe are. So this recipe needs some vinegar, some sugar. It does call for 6 fresh jalapenos. I do not have any jalapenos because I only grew sweet and mild peppers this year. So I'm going to use this jar of jalapeno slices. Don't judge me. I also don't have any dried mustard, so I am just going to use some classic yellow mustard. Again, don't judge me. I'm going to get plenty of garlic in there. That's 5 cloves and 1 medium onion. I'm going to chop that garlic and onion up real fine. I chopped peppers until I had 6 cups of chopped peppers. As I went along, I took the seeds out because I don't like the seeds. You don't have to take the seeds out. I just don't particularly like them. So I took them out and chopped and chopped and chopped until I had 6 cups. So here's my big pot of peppers, and I drained the entire jar of jalapenos and chopped those up really fine too. Now I'll chop up my onion and my garlic and put that in the pot too. One of the best utensils in my entire kitchen is a garlic press. It's just so easy. Now I'm going to clean up this mess a little bit and then I'll add the rest of the ingredients to the pot. I'm going to add a cup of sugar. I sure hope I have enough sugar. Whew. I'm a little shy of a full cup. I haven't gone to the grocery store. So there's almost a cup of sugar. We'll call it 3/4 cup. A tablespoon of mustard. We'll go a tablespoon plus. I am going to water bath can these, so I'm going to use kosher salt because kosher salt keeps longer than iodized salt. So add in about a tablespoon of salt. And we're going to add in 1 1/4 cups of vinegar. Now I'm going to stir all this up together and I'll put it on the stove and let it come up to a good boil. And then I'm going to turn the heat down and let it simmer for 20 or 30 minutes. And this does not look like enough liquid, but I promise you, the peppers and onions are going to give off a lot of liquid, especially the peppers because I cut those today. They haven't been sitting around for a couple of days, so they're going to give off a lot of liquid. So that 1 cup of vinegar is plenty. And I'm just going to make sure this doesn't scorch on the bottom. And again, bring this up to a boil and then let it boil for about 20 or 30 minutes. If you want it to be a little juicier and have more liquid, only boil it for about 20 minutes. If you want it to be a little thicker, go ahead and boil it for 30 minutes. And these are going to soften up, and isn't it beautiful?
A few moments later.
So you can see these have not even come up to the boil yet, but these peppers and the onions are already giving off a lot of liquid. So when you make this recipe, don't worry about it looking like there's not enough liquid in there to begin with. So I'm just going to give these a stir now and then and let them do their thing. In the meantime, I'm going to get a bunch of water in my canner and go ahead and bring that up to the boil so that it'll be ready for me when I'm ready for it. And after my peppers had cooked down for 30 minutes or so, I started filling those jars. And you know, one of the most satisfying things about this is not that the relish turned out to be delicious, was that I grew every single one of these peppers from seed myself. And these made great Christmas gifts because pepper relish is delicious. And why grow a garden and make a bunch of stuff if you're not going to share it with your family and friends? And I don't really know why I struggled along with these empty jars in my way and taking up all that space. I eventually got tired of them and moved them entirely out of the way. I put the sterilized lids and rings on and water bath canned these for 10 minutes. And a canner's best friend is an oven glove. Super helpful for tightening those rings. Got my jars in the pot, and now I'm going to bring this back up to a rolling boil and let it boil for 10 minutes, and then I'll take my jars out. And when my jars are ready, I put them on a baking sheet that had a clean, dry towel on it, and then set them on the counter for 24 hours undisturbed until their lid's all sealed. And they not only turned out delicious, but also beautiful. This pepper relish was overall pretty easy to make, as easy as anything that you're gonna water bath can is gonna be. And if you didn't want to water bath can this, you can just throw them in the fridge. They'll still keep for months and months in the fridge. I hope you try this pepper relish recipe, and if you do, please drop me a comment and let me know how it turns out for you. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, whenever it is, wherever you are.